The teams have returned to the ice here. We're ready to start the second period of tonight's Section 7 finals. Frank, big loss for Greenway. Gary Gustafson hurt his back and he won't return. He returned for a shift late in the period but didn't look good, and our word is now he won't be back.
Well, he's only a sophomore, but it's an integral loss, like you say, Mike, because Greenway certainly needs all the defensive help they can get. They're going to have to play the freshman Nyberg a lot more, and I don't know. Hibbing had a better first period than probably a lot of the enthusiasts thought they would, and Hibbing gets stronger as the game goes on, so Greenway's definitely going to have to tie the hockey game up. If they fall behind 3-1, Hibbing could possibly blow them out of it.
Okay, it'll be the Steve Terrell line against the Jeff Johnson. A score in Section 2, Denfeld 8, St. Cloud Apollo 2. Rudnick with it in left faceoff circle, outlet pass. Now shot on, a save. Schwartz moves in and can't get a rebound. Huseman let it go from the left point. Stope made the save, and Schwartz was looking for a rebound. And we'll face it off to the right of Stope. Just underway, second period, 2-1. Hibbing. Once again out there for the Greenway Raiders, it'll be the Jeff Johnson line centering Trombley and Rudnick. Allen and Trebojevic on the point. Off the draw, Allen bangs it around the boards toward Trebojevic on the right side. Zabotnik races in. Oh, it takes a check from Trebojevic. Terrell tries centering it. Zabotnik drop pass to the left point. Huseman shot in the slab. Goes right on through. Terrell can't get a stick on it. He'll pick it up on the near side to Schwartz. Schwartz a wheel in. Centering pass, and Zabotnik can't get a stick on it. Now Huseman's shot is knocked down by Rudnick. And we've got a penalty. We've got interference, Frank. Who will it be on? 14-19 remaining in the second period.
Interference.
Dean Trebojevic will go off. Hibbing will be on the power play early here in the second period. Already leading 2-1. So for Hibbing, it'll be that John Rue line with Girardi. Girardi's got the 2 goals tonight, and Schwartz at the wings. Gosted and Steve Terrell at the points. Off the draw, Jernander, it's off his stick, and Stope will drop it off for Allen, but we'll face it off once again. For Greenway, it'll be John Allen, Chris Miller, Ken Jernander, and Derek Vekic out there to kill this penalty for the Raiders. Off the draw, it's controlled by the Raiders. They'll send it on down. In behind Monticelli, Steve Terrell will drop back for the Hibbing Blue Jackets. Terrell breaks out into center ice, into the Raiders zone. They can't ride him off the puck. Sends it into the corner. Schwartz races with Allen. Rue will pick it up now. John Rue has a poke check by Allen. Jernander can't get control of it. Girardi will wheel into the slot, loads it up, shot, and goes just wide. Gosted will pick it up at the right faceoff circle. Moves in, takes a check from Jernander, moving from the other side. Shot and a save by Stope. Backhander by Gosted and a save by Stope. They can't clear it. Steve Terrell holds it into the corner to the right of Stope. He'll move on in behind him. Thinks about stuffing it by him, but he's ridden off the puck. Moves in against centering pass to Schwartz. He can't get a stick on it. Girardi will pick it up. Puts it toward Rue. Too far. They don't click on it. Rue will get it in the left faceoff circle. Over a slide. Oh, Joyce shoots and scores! From Schwartz.
Third goal.
It'll be Girardi from Schwartz and Steve Terrell. Hibbing on the power play. 1 minute. 41 seconds into the second period. Hibbing leads 3-1 power play hockey for the Blue Jackets.
Well, the lights are going to turn off early tonight, Mike, because the Blue Jackets got it all together. Girardi was at the left side of the goal mouth there, perfect position. The Blue Jackets are in high gear. There's nothing going to stop them right now.
Paul Girardi gets his 3rd goal of the night. Hibbing 3, Greenway 1. Hardy sends it across toward Pete Wohlers. Wohlers up ahead for Doug Terrell. Terrell will carry into the zone around Schoenrock. Wheels and centering pass. Can't get through. They don't click on it. Hardy lets it go from the left point. Now Doug Terrell again. Shot and a save. Shot and score! He didn't make the first save. Doug Terrell gets the goal. I think Stope was screened on that one. I thought he might have got a stick on it. Went right on through. I don't think he touched it at all, Frank. It'll be Doug Terrell getting the goal. 2 minutes and 2 seconds into this second period. 4-1. The Blue Jackets are rolling now.
Well, I kind of thought this was going to happen, Mike. The Blue Jackets were rolling. I could see it in the 1st period, and Greenway had it all the other night.
Wohlers can't get control of it. They put it toward the slot. Stope will drop it off for Allen. Sends it on the boards left wing for Rissy. Rissy takes a check from Stavnes. Comes on through the center ice. Doug Terrell will drop back. We've got a whistle. Frank, you can't hear yourself thinking here. 12:40 remaining. Now we've got Stavnes going off. Greenway will be on the power play. Paul Girardi, the pure hat trick, 3 consecutive goals. Gosted and Schwartz will get the assist. Doug Terrell gets that 4th goal. Wohlers will get the assist on Terrell's goal, Frank. Wohlers gets the assist. Now we've got Greenway on the power play here. Hardy's in the box. Off the draw, Miller will drop back. Races with Terrell. He takes a check in the corner to left of Stope. Trebojevic will pick up. Sends it out to center ice. Pascuzzi sends it into the Raider zone. Stavnes is in the box. Interference on Stavnes. A shot and a save by Stope. Schwartz let the quick one go, and Stope made the save. Rudnick carries out, drop pass for Dean Trebojevic. Trebojevic into the jacket zone. Return pass toward Rudnick, picked up by Vekic. Here comes Schwartz. Schwartz into the zone. Shot and a save by Stope. The rebound comes out, and Ken Jernander will come back and pick it up. Here comes Jernander of the Raiders. Ken Jernander into the jacket zone. Vekic on his left faceoff circle, centering pass. Rudnick. Rudnick shot is wide. Trebojevic, left faceoff circle. His shot and a save by Monticelli. Up into the crowd. 11:47 remaining in the period. 1:07 remaining in the Greenway power play. 4-1 Hibbing, Frank.
When Hibbing gets it going, Mike, it's a flow. We thought we might not have to clean that end of the ice in the second period because the Hibbing just came out flying and they got everything going together. How are you going to stop the momentum? I don't know.
Face off to the right of Monticelli. It's controlled by the Raiders. Shot by Jernander goes just wide. Girardi comes over and he'll throw it on down off the end board, and Stope will look to drop it off. Rue races down with Trebojevic. Stope will round it around the boards on the left side, near side for Chris Miller. Here comes Miller. Chris Miller into the Blue Jacket zone. Right side pass. Jernander moves and wrist shot and a save by Monticelli. Susie score! Power play goal for the Greenway Raiders. Jernander wheeled into the slot, loaded up a good wrist shot, Frank. Monticelli made the save. It came up high and trickled in behind him.
Well, it was a good shot by Jernander. As you mentioned, Monticelli made the save, but the momentum carried it into the net, and it'll give Greenway some life.
Greenway has hit on 2 power plays. Hibbing on is 2 tonight. I believe Hibbing's got 2 of their 4 on the power play. Neither team can afford to play shorthanded tonight, Frank. They're clicking on the power plays. Monticelli will drop it off for Huseman. He takes a check from Rissy. Sullivan looks to carry out. Sends it right wing for Gausted. Gausted up ahead for Doug Terrell. He takes a check. Wohlers will send it down. We've got offside with 11:08 remaining second period. 4-2 Hibbing. I want to remind you that this broadcast is being brought to you courtesy of HCCV Cable 2 in Hibbing. I'm Mike Arrow with Frank Sherman. Happy to be along with the Section 7 finals from the Hibbing Memorial Arena in Hibbing. Off the drop, Trebojevic races over with Sullivan. Sullivan over Terrell. Terrell's shot goes high and over the net. Gosted Wohlers will race in, sends it around the boards toward the right side. Huseman will hold it in, but he overskates it. Biskovich takes a check. Now we've got a whistle, and Doug Terrell will be going off, Frank.
Doug Terrell got a little bit too eager and a little bit too vibrant, and he elbowed, and he's going off for 2 minutes. And boy, I'll tell you one thing, this is a golden opportunity for the Raiders to get back in the hockey game, because if they can score a power play goal here, make it 4-3, then we have a hockey game.
Greenway will be on the power play here now. Miller up ahead for Jernander. Miller, Jernander, Trebojevic, Rudnick, and Vekic. Jernander's shot is off of Schwartz's skate. Steve Terrell will ring it around the boards towards Schwartz on his near boards. A little bit too far. Trebojevic will send it across ice to Miller. Miller over to Trebojevic. Trebojevic up ahead for Rod Rudnick. Rudnick has trouble with Schwartz. Schwartz came in from behind and took it away from him. Rudnick does a good job to stay with it. Wheels in behind Stowe. Centering pass out front. Nobody home for Greenway. Here comes Steve Terrell. Terrell will think about it, flips it on in. 1:16 remaining in the Greenway power play. Stope will drop it off for senior Dean Trebojevic. Trebojevic up left side for Rudnick. Doesn't quite get there. And Girardi, the Beaver, wheels into the slot. Girardi's shot is high over the net, off the end board. Stope will drop it off for Trebojevic. Sends it over to left side for Miller. 1 minute remaining in the Greenway power play. Cross the ice pass to Jernander. Drop pass for Vekic. Here comes Girardi. Girardi takes a check from Trebojevic. Here comes Miller back to pick it up. Miller will wheel in behind Stope. Sends it on its near side for Rudnick. Rudnick back to Chris Miller. Miller into the jacket zone, and he trapped Jernander offside. Will face it off with 9:30 remaining second period. 4-2, Hibbing.
Well, you know that little John Rule, number 7, the center on the Hibbing's first line. You like to watch him on the ice. He's back checking. He's moving all over the ice. And you know, it's fun to watch a hockey player like that. Just like number 7 for Coleraine, Vekic. These guys play both ends of the ice. And he's not letting Greenway get anything set up. He's just moving all over the ice along with number 14, Pete Wohlers. These are really hard-working hockey players.
Wohlers coming off that shoulder trouble he suffered late in the season. For the Raiders now, it's Tomberlin centering Ricci and Miskovich with Allen and Miller at the point. Greenway on a power play for 35 seconds. Centering pass. Oh, Ricci can't get a stick on it. Tomberlin goes down, and Monticelli will cover up. Pressure by Greenway, Frank. They just couldn't get a stick on that puck right in front of Monticelli. For 32 seconds, Greenway will have the power play. We'll have a face-off to the left of Jim Monticelli. Out there for Hibbing, it's Stavnes, Schwartz. We'll set them as we get time here. Sullivan, Wohlers. Wohlers carries out with Schwartz coming on his right side. Centering pass, Schwartz shot and a save by Stope. And back come the Raiders. Tomberlin over to Ricci. Ricci back to Tomberlin. Tomberlin at center ice. Right wing pass. Miskovich shot goes high and up and out of play. 9 minutes remaining in the period. 13 seconds remaining in the Greenway power play.
Well, Greenway's not being able to set up as easy as they could earlier in the first period or against the Grand Rapids the other night because Hibbing moves up and down the ice so well. Mike, you notice that they come back and forth. The wings can really fly. They help the defense out, and it's hard to comprehend that.
Face-off on top of the right face-off circle. Off the draw, it's dumped into the corner to the right of Monticelli. Gossett will race over. Jeff Johnson beats him to the puck. They're in that near corner. And we'll face it off with 8:50 remaining. Face-off in the Hibbing zone. 2 seconds remaining in that Greenway power play. 4-2 Hibbing. It'd be a big goal if Greenway can score next, Frankie.
Well, Greenway has to score here. They can't give Hibbing another 3-goal lead. If they can make it 4-3, we got a great hockey game.
Off the draw, Rudnick does hold it into the left point. Moves in the left face-off circle. Has it poke checked away by Doug Terrell. Terrell and Johnson bang into each other. In behind Monticelli, Hardy will look to break out. Hardy sends it toward Doug Terrell. Terrell to center ice. Doug Terrell with Steve Terrell on his right. Moves into the slot toward Steve, and it's poked. And now Terrell winds up, and he puts it up over the net. Racing in is Zabotnik, but Allen will get there and send it up toward Rudnick on this near side. Here come the Raiders. Rudnick, he flips it on in. It's on Monticelli. It's one of those flutters down there. You're not quite sure where it's going to go. Hardy now sends it right wing for Doug Terrell. It's picked off by Trombley. We've got an elbowing call, and Greenway will be shorthanded.
Well, that's a costly penalty because Greenway had a little momentum going there. Brad, let's see, Jeff Johnson's going out for elbowing, and that hurt him because they had a little momentum going.
Well, Greenway will have to play it off this time. As you said, 3 goals is tough to come back, Frank. Well, Hibbing had it up to 3 once, and then Greenway cut it. Face-off will be to the outside of the Hibbing zone. The Blue Jackets control Rue. The Rue line out there now. Rue, Schwartz, and Girardi. Rue into the left face-off circle. Stops. To the left point, Doug Terrell. Steve Terrell shot. Oh, goes just wide. Girardi moves in. Tries to by shot. A save. Shot by Schwartz. Another save. And we'll have a face-off. Boy, pressure by Hibbing. They're on the power play. And they'll have the man advantage for another 142s. 7:52 remaining in the period. We want to remind you this broadcast is coming to you courtesy of 8 CCV Cable 2 in Hibbing. I'm Mike Arrow along with Frank Sherman. Happy to bring you this Section 7 final hockey action. The winner will go to state next week in the Twin Cities. Trebojevic bangs it around the boards toward Miller on the right side. Schwartz will send it back to the left point. Steve Terrell back to Rue in the left faceoff circle. Drops it in deep to Schwartz. Schwartz moves in. Back out to the left point. Steve Terrell. Wrist shot from there goes just wide. Girardi races in and picks it up. Avoids Jernander. Schwartz can't get control of it. Trebojevic will try moving out with it. Trebojevic breaks out up ahead to Vekic. He loses track of it, and Girardi will drop back. 1:13. Hibbing will remain on the power play. Steve Terrell moves in. Right face-off circle. Centering pass. Oh, and Girardi can't quite get control of it. Takes it into the corner to the left of Stope. Trebojevic battles with him there. Girardi working hard. You just can't ride these Jackets off the puck, Frank, with one hit. Girardi looking to stuff it in. Oh, and Stope will cover up. Girardi came working hard, Frank. Just digging in there in the end boards and finally worked it out to where he got a shot that Stope had to cover up.
You know, Girardi's the player no Division I hockey school is really recruited. And he's proven, like he did at the end of last season, he's the integral part of the Hibbing team. He's the guy, he's the leader. He proved it with 4 goals the other night. He's got the pure hat trick tonight. Of course, the pure hat trick means 3 goals in succession. What can you say about Paul Girardi? Unbelievable.
Face off to the right control. Huesman puts a shot wide. It comes off the end boards, and then Allen will ram it around the boards. Held in. No, Wohler can't hold it in. Huesman will race back there with Olsen. It's off the end board. Huesman gets there first. And will send it up left wing. Here comes Sabatnik. Pat Sabatnik will dump it on in off the end board. Allen will drop back there. Sends it on the boards left side. Huesman will hold it in. Takes a check from Olsen. Allen and Sabatnik collide in that corner. Now moving in. Huesman tries to step it by. Shot and a save, and he covers up and will face it off. Frank, I didn't quite even see who got that shot up. Quite a flurry in front of the net, but Stope came out and covered up.
Well, Sullivan got the original shot off, but you see, Hibbing is a different hockey club than Grand Rapids. You see, they can move. They got more physical force. They can exercise. They're not like Greenway set up. They're stopping them at the blue line. They're taking the momentum. They're moving in the slot. They says, hey, we are the team that's going to take the charge of this game, and they're proving it.
They're the defending champs and proving it tonight. To this point, Stavnes sends it across over to Hardy. Hardy back to Stavnes. 14 seconds remaining in the Blue Jacket power play. Send it on down. We got a 4-2 game, a tight game. Girardi and Miller race for the puck. Allen will try sending it around the boards. Doesn't get part of it. O'Brien back to Girardi. Puts it right through the slot. Hardy gets it. Greenway at full strength. Hardy centering pass. Nobody home for Hibbing. And Jeff Johnson tries breaking out. Has a poke checked away. Andy O'Brien will pick up the puck. O'Brien cases it out. Sends it a backhand pass toward Hardy. Rudnick is there to give him some trouble. Finally, they get it into the Raider zone. Miller now sends it up left side for Jeff Johnson. A little bit too far. Stavnes will drop back and clear it back into the center ice. Miller picks it up on the near boards and try putting a wrist shot into the slot, and Stavnes will grab it. 5:39 remaining in this second period. 4-2. Hibbing leads Greenway. Finals of Section 7. Big crowd here at Section 7. Frank, media from the cities here, Duluth. Everybody, a lot of people up here looking at the finals of Section 7.
Well, of course, the winner will play the Bemidji-Moorhead winner in the last game of the opening round Thursday night at 9:05 at the St. Paul Civic Center.
Sullivan sends it ahead. His pass is picked off, and here comes Miskovich up ahead for Rissy. Rissy races in, left face-off circle. Can't get a shot off. Wohlers, good check, boy. Good back check. Wohlers really hustled back down, and Wohlers will pick up, and here comes Pete Wohlers. Right side pass for Terrell. Doug Terrell tries getting around Allen. Moves in, centering pass. Oh, goes right through. Sullivan can't get a stick on it. Gosta takes a hack at it. Now Terrell over to Wohlers. Shot. Oh, and a save. Hit the pipe. Hit the pipe on his near side. Gosta's backhand toward the slot. Goes wide. Wohlers digs into the corner with Trebojevic. Sullivan races over. Now Wohlers picks up the Blues puck. Centering pass. Doug Terrell can't get a stick on it. Here comes Miskovich. Miskovich is ridden off the puck. Rissy will pick him and try to carry, and will hold it in the zone as it's in the Hibbing zone, but here comes Doug Terrell. Doug Terrell breaks into the zone, the Greenway zone. Shot is just wide. Rissy will hold it in. Hey, Frank, they called Tom Sullivan here the refrigerator. He gets in front and just plants himself, and that's what we're told from the Hibbing fans, the fridge. Action at center ice. Finally, Huesman will flip one in, but the Jackets were offside. 4:25 remaining second period. 4-2 Blue Jackets.
Well, Mike, it's only 4-2, but Hibbing is in total command of this hockey game. It could be a lot worse. The Blue Jackets are getting stronger and stronger as the game goes on. Wohlers is unbelievable. He's up and down in the corners, back checking, forward checking. The Blue Jackets are just playing their style of hockey.
Action on the near boards. Hernander tries sending it down. Schwartz picks it off, sends it left side for Zabotnik. Zabotnik moves down, takes a check for Miller. Ooh, Miller hits him into the boards. Now to the left point. Hardy, wrist shot, save. It's loose in front. Schwartz can't get. Now shot by Terrell on the save. Still loose in front. Boy, Steve Terrell took a whack at that rebound. Hardy let her go. Pressure by Hibbing. Frank, you got stops in the period there?
Well, unofficially, I have 11 saves for Stope and only 3 for Monticelli in the second period.
That kind of tells it right there. Vekic is out. The Vekic line, and it's the Steve Terrell line. Face off to the right of Stope. Miller swings it around the boards. He takes a check, or he looks to swing it around, takes a check. Finally, Vekic will look to carry out. Vekic flips it up and into center ice. Huseman will drop back and pick it up for the Blue Jackets. Moving down, Rousey does a good job centering pass. Monticelli lets it go right on through as Jernander will pick it up on the near side. Jernander has trouble with Schwartz, moves in, centering pass. Oh, they don't clean. Now Miller shot in. Monticelli will make the save from just inside the blue line. They got it out to Miller. He let it go, and Monticelli makes a save.
Well, Miller had the good shot right low on the ice. He got a blistering shot. Monticelli made a save on a lower left-hand corner, but Greenway has to make something happen in the last 3.5 minutes, Mike. If they can get a goal and make it 4-3, then the momentum will be on their side.
We're in for a dandy then. Oh, shot by Olsen, a save! And O'Brien's Johnny on the spot. Allen from the left point lets it go. It's knocked down by Rue. Rue clears it into center ice. O'Brien digs over, but Allen will get control of the puck. John Allen sends it up toward Gardenier, goes in on behind Monticelli. Gostet sends it left side for Stavnis, comes on up to Girardi toward Rue. He'll pick up and carry into the zone. Rue backhands it into the corner to the right of Stope. Trbojevic will get there and ring it around the boards left side for Dave Olson. Comes on through to center ice. Stavnis for the Blue Jackets. He'll flip it up and into the zone. Trbojevic grabs it over to Allen, who clears it to center ice. Action between the blue lines right now. Finally, Ehalt will send it on down. Monticelli just drops it off for Gosted. He takes a check from Gardner. Girardi now sends it toward Rue. Rue off the boards towards center ice, held in by Trbojevic. Finally, the Jackets clear to center ice, and Allen will pick up and carry. Here it comes, 3-on-1. They got caught in a change. Allen moves in with a shot. Oh, puts it just wide. Frank, there was a good chance right there. They caught Hibbing in a change and had a 3-on-1.
Yes, they did, and he had the right idea. Allen had the right idea. Definitely Monticelli figured a pass off in the slot. Allen waited, but he made the bad shot. I mean, it was just eagerness on his part, over-eagerness, but it was a good play on the part of Coleraine. Unfortunately, it didn't trigger.
Draws control by the Raiders. Miller will drop back. He'll beat Wohlers to the puck. Hard to believe Wohlers had a shoulder separation late in the season. They said he was out a couple days after that with a shoulder wrapped and skating, just keeping his legs in shape.
He's one of those tough Kelly Lake guys. Now, when you talk about Kelly Lake, you're talking about the tough guys in Hibbing. Of course, Polich from Kelly Lake. You go way back, and these guys are unbelievable.
Of course, Frankie Sherman, an ex-Blue Jacket. He's a graduate of that Hibbing High School, and Frank can tell you a history of the Hibbing. I tell you, you'd have to have a lot of time to hear all Frank's stories. Schoenrock swings it around the boards, left side for Trombley. Trombley takes a check from Wohlers. You know, Frank, the Proctor coach Johnson commented after the game the other night, Hibbing is, you know they can skate, but they're physically so strong. You don't ride them off the puck, and they're a good forechecking. They've shown us that tonight, some good back checking. They are a balanced team, and as you said, it's kind of a surprise this year because they lost a lot off that team that went to state last year, but they sure have done it. Off the draw, right point, Stavnis sends it deeper into the corner to the left of Stope. Schoenrock there sends it toward Trombley. Trombley up toward Jeff Johnson. Jeff Johnson at center ice to Rudnick. Rudnick tries splitting the defense, but Steve Terrell will drop back to Stavnis, who'll send it around the boards towards Zabotnik. Zabotnik on the far side flips it into center ice. Miller holds it in at the right point. 1:30 remaining in the period. Second period, 4-2 Hibbing. Frank Greenway doing a little better job the last minute or so holding it in. Schoenrock left point toward the slot. Oh, and it's knocked out of there by Hardy. The Hibbing fans wanted a penalty on his near side. Hardy rings it around the boards right side for Stavnes. Centering pass and a return pass to Swartz. Swartz lifted high and out of play. Schoenrock and Miller will drop back for Greenway. And we'll have a face-off. 1:05 remaining in this second period. 4-2 Hibbing. Both teams will look to get a change here, Frank.
You know, another thing I'd like to comment on, the officials have done a great job tonight. I think the game, they kept the game well in the control. It's not been a chippy hockey game. There was a penalty to be called, they called it, but it's a great hockey game. Probably not the intensity of the Greenway Grand Rapids game the other night, but nevertheless a great hockey game.
Off the draw, Pete Wohlers, he still holds it in, does a good job staying with it, but finally Vekic clears his own. Now they get it to Wohlers, and the Jackets are offside. Out there now for Hibbing. Cal Huseman with Gosted at the point. Wohlers, Doug Terrell, and Tom Sullivan for Hibbing. Vekic line out there for Greenway. Less than a minute to go in the period. Wohlers will take it away. Wohlers will take it away from Vekic. Breaks out towards center ice. Has trouble with Trbojevic. Sullivan tries picking up and carrying on, and the Blue Jackets are offside with 41 seconds remaining in the second period. 4-2 Hibbing.
Well, you see, Hibbing has done very well tonight, Mike, as they neutralize Vekic and Janander. Wohlers and Terrell have done such a super job on those two guys, and Greenway is not able to get set up.
Off the draw, Andy O'Brien sends it on down. John Allen will drop back for Greenway. He'll bang it around the boards left side for Ken Janander. Janander's passed to Vekic. They don't click. Girardi will throw it back down. 28 seconds remaining in the period. 4-2 Hibbing. You're exactly right, Frank. Tonight you aren't seeing Derek Vekic, Ken Janander, Miller able to get out and wheel like they did 2 nights ago here. But you said it as we left. That was a big emotional win for Greenway the other night. You wonder 2 nights later, can you get up with that intensity again? In case you're just joining us, Gary Gustafson went off. Greenway's one of their first defense. Rule moves in, backhand toward O'Brien. It's loose at the side of the net, and Stopp will cover up. As I was saying, Gustafson went off, tried taking a shift late in the first period, and his back is just hurt too bad. And Hibbing is not a team you can play shorthanded, Frank.
No, and I mean, like I say, with 19 seconds left in the second period, it's 4-2, but it could be a lot worse. The Blue Jackets have gotten stronger. They surprised me by their early start. I didn't think they'd come out as strong as they did in the first 5 minutes of the game, but they improved. They got stronger as the game went on, and this is characteristic of the Hibbing team. As the game goes on, they get stronger.
Girardi shot and a save, and Stopp will cover. No, he doesn't get control of it. Girardi digs in, centering pass. Nobody home. Trbojevic clears it. Now Gosta from the point. Shot is knocked down by Miller. Vekic to Miller. They don't click on it. Janander now tries hitting Miller into the zone, and finally Hibbing clears it back. This second period is history. We played 2 periods of hockey. The Hibbing Blue Jackets lead the Greenway Raiders 4-2. Hibbing led 2-1 at the end of 1, and now lead 4-2 as we played 15 minutes of hockey here. The Section 7 finals. The winner to go to take on Section 8. Winner. Stopp made 16 saves in that second period, and we'll see what Monticelli made. Okay, Frank. Saves in the period. Stopp had 16, Monticelli 5. That's exactly what you had, Frank. You're right in there at the official score. 22 for Stopp in the game, 14 for Monticelli. What about the scoring in the second period, Frank?
Okay, the scoring in the second period, it was 2-1 Hibbing at the end of the first period as they scored a late goal at the end of the first period. But Paul Girardi scoring the pure hat trick, 3 goals in a row, assisted from Schwartz. John Schwartz's Street Terrell made it 3-1. And then Doug Terrell made it 4-1, an unassisted goal. And the Blue Jackets are off and flying. But the Greenway Raiders got a little life on a power play goal by Ken Janander, made it 4-2, assisted by Vekic. And it's 4-2 Hibbing after 2 periods. But the Blue Jackets really have things under control. Okay, our guest between the second and third period of the Hibbing Greenway game. Hibbing leading 4-2. and certainly a stranger to nobody in the Twin Cities area, and I've seen him many times. Mark Rosen of WCCO TV. And Mark, your station once again broadcasting the state hockey tournament. Do a tremendous job, you guys, down there. Of course, I've gone down there, I think 27 years in a row, but I still like to watch you guys. You do a great job.
Well, thanks a lot. It's really kind of the pride and joy of our station. For about 100 people work on it for about 5-6 months, literally getting ready for the tournament. And it's really a joy for myself because you get around the high school atmosphere, you get the chance to come up to towns like Hibbing, and this is really a thrill because this is really, to me, what hockey's all about. When the community, like the town in Hibbing, here really gets behind the players.
Well, you know, Mark, the state hockey tournament is certainly a big situation because the bidding for the rights of it was unbelievable. You won the bid from KSTP for, well, it's fantastic what this thing is worth nowadays.
$1.5 million our station paid for 3 years, which is quite a long shot from about the 20-30,000 they used to pay for it. But obviously our station feels it's worth it, and it's really nice to have a management that feels that way. And it's practically telecast state round, and we're going to have it for another 3 years. And the thing that we like to do more than just televise the game is really show what happens behind the scenes, show what it means to get to when a team gets to a state tournament, to show what it means to the community, to the other students in class. So when we run it, to really convey that kind of feeling.
Mark, you've watched a lot of hockey through the season. You're up here watching this game. If Hibbing holds on, they're probably going to be playing Bemidji or Moorhead. Everybody will probably be looking for maybe a Hibbing-Edina matchup in the semifinals. Do you look at it that way?
Well, yeah, you look at it right now. If the teams that should get into the final 8, that lower bracket is really loaded because you might have a matchup with Edina playing Hill Murray the first game Thursday night, followed by Bemidji against Hibbing. And Edina and Hill Murray are certainly the two strongest teams that I've seen in the cities, and they should get there.
How would you rate this Hibbing team now, just watching them against Hill Murray or Edina?
This is the third straight year I've had a chance to watch Hibbing. It seems to be a little bit better balanced, actually, than what I've watched before. A very physical team. And I think they match up pretty well with either one of those clubs.
Okay, Mark, we're kind of rolling for time here. It's nice to have you up here. Always enjoy watching you perform on WCCO. You guys do a great job, and thanks a lot for joining us.
Pleasure being with you. I hope to see you again next year.
Okay, Mark Rosen, WCCO TV. Thank you, Mark.
You bet. Thank you. Enjoyed it.
Well, I'm now talking to Frank Catani at the end of the second period. And Frank, again, you're going down to the national tournament. Why don't you give us some of the details about when you guys are going to be leaving and what you expect out of the national tournament this year?
Well, we've been practicing this week. We just finished up this afternoon here, and we got 3 practices at the Fairgrounds Arena, and we'll be leaving on March 6th. It's on Thursday morning at 7 o'clock, and we'll drive down and we have a scrimmage or a skate for 1 hour in Augsburg Arena, and then from there we'll advance down to Chicago, arriving hopefully about 9:30 on Thursday night. And we'll play our first round at 2:30 in the afternoon against Canton, a team that we've met many times before, and fortunate enough in the last 2 national championships we beat them out for the title. We found out this afternoon that Bottineau beat Crookston in a 2-game total goal. So Bottineau will be a representative from this area, and the host team will be College of DuPage.
Now, they changed it this year to a round-robin format. How does that affect your play, and how do you feel about that new format?
Well, I think I'm rather excited about it. This is my 7th trip to the national tournament, and it's always been that you would go down in a single elimination and you play for that consolation game, which, you know, that's rather hard to get up for. But this way, 1 goal shouldn't make the difference, and you should be able to go on, and even if you were to stumble 1 game, somebody else could come by if you were upset. So it's brand new, and it's kind of exciting.
Now, Frank, 4-2 Hibbing into 2 periods. What do you think of the game thus far?
Well, I think it's exactly right, but Hibbing's legs look like they're a little stronger than Greenway right now, and I think that they're going to have trouble, Greenway, if they don't get the next goal, because Hibbing's really pouring it on, and they're so quick. You know, and the scoring potential that Hibbing has. It just seems like Coleraine can't muster up a scoring attack to, you know, strong enough to sustain anything.
Now, are you doing a little scouting this tournament also? Have you started that phase of your operation for next year?
Well, it's funny. Just today I ended up getting letters from 3 different people, not from this particular area, 2 from Canada and 1 from California that are interested, that are inquiring. So I just sent all packets. But I just more or less come and watch the games. For me to compete with the UMDs and the North Dakotas and stuff is just, just a waste of time. What I have to do is wait for the kids to make their decision. But I do let them know I'm interested, and I think basically they're aware of our program. I had a call the other day from a boy, his father from Hermantown, who's been following our program through the exposure, such as what we're doing tonight in the newspaper. And he said, hey, our son, I think that your program would fit the needs exactly for what we're looking for. So the scouting, Steve, to go down here in Lockhorns with the big WCHA schools doesn't work out too well.
Well, Frank, good luck in the national tournament. Hope you bring back another national title. Congratulations on your state title, and we'll be seeing you when you get back from the tournament.
Well, thank you very much, and that's all we're going to do is go out and play the best we can, and whatever happens, happens.
Frank Catani, coach of the state champion Hibbing Community College Cardinals. We'll be back with the third period in just a second.